This is not about a blow dryer, and if you thought it was, well, buckle up, Buttercup, because these conversations are hotter than that flat iron you're still wondering if you left on. I'm Kat, a hairstylist, educator, and one of the beauty industry's beautifully defiant misfits. This podcast isn't about viral hair trends, client bashing, or the latest formula for whatever shade of brown we're renaming this season. It's about the stories, the lessons, and the trial and error moments that shape careers, confidence, and the craft. So whether you're starting your journey in Cosmo School, thriving behind the chair, still finding your rhythm, or just looking for that push to get back on track, welcome to This Is Not About a Blow Dryer, where we talk beauty in a whole new way. Journey of a Cosmo student. Wanting it does not equal earning it. Welcome back, I'm Kat, and today's topic might feel a little spicy, but it's one we need to talk about. Wanting it does not equal earning it. When I first started on my journey and decided this is what I was going to do, I genuinely thought it was going to be easy. I was just going to walk in, I think I said it before, be the next Tabitha Coffee, and just rule the hair world. I mean, why wouldn't I? In my head, I already had an eye for fashion. I'd worked at Nordstrom with high-end clientele. I could do my own hair, and people complimented me on it all the time. So naturally, I thought every door was just going to open for me. It was just going to happen. But here's the truth. Those things, they're kind of like seasonings. They were spices I could add to a recipe of success, but they weren't the full recipe that were going to give me any kind of meal. It took me years, and I mean years, to realize that I had not built that foundation yet. So many ego deaths, so many fails, so many slices of humble pie. If I could tell my younger self anything, it would be this. No one owes you shit just because you want it. You owe it to yourself to build your brick house like the third little pig, brick by brick, with patience and intention, not straw or sticks that blow down the second a storm hits. It will not happen overnight. And here's the thing. If it looks like someone else had an overnight success, trust me, their house was just ready by the time you noticed. One of my first big reality checks came when I thought, you know what? I have so many friends. By default, that means I have so many clients. But what ended up happening was, hey, can you pump in some highlights just before our movie night? Hey, do you mind braiding my hair? You're so fast at it. Like, it'll be fun. What do you mean? I'm family though. But we're friends with your mom. And suddenly I realized I was a volunteered volunteer. And the worst part? It didn't just cost me money. It cost me time. In fact, I remember at one point in time finally saying something to one of my best friends and being like, hey, one day I'm going to charge like $300 for this service. You might as well just come in and let me get my hours. I said, I don't have that kind of budget. That's when I realized that I had to start budgeting my time the way that these people were budgeting their money. Because at the end of the day, now I wasn't meeting requirements for models. I wasn't getting my hours, which means I wasn't getting through my program faster. I was basically bending myself to fit everyone else's budget, and it was slowing my growth, not fueling it. I thought I was being nice, doing the right thing, but in reality, I was saying yes to everyone else's priorities instead of protecting my own. And listen, this is no shade and no form of discouragement. One of the things that makes me really nervous when I'm talking to the younger generation, especially coming straight out of beauty school, is the number of times I've heard people say, oh yeah, I'm going to graduate and then open up my own studio and work for myself. Somewhere along the line, we, as your older generation, drop the ball because we've painted this picture of what this industry looks like. And in the process, we've forgotten to share the in-between steps to get you there. These steps matter. Building a clientele is not as easy as just being good at hair. I will tell you this right now, there are so many stylists out there that do phenomenal hair. So what are you doing that's different? That takes time to really figure out how to build that portion of it. And that doesn't even include all of the skill, the training, and time it takes to get your techniques refined. Those steps, they're what build the foundation that lets you not just open a studio, but thrive in one. I'm not telling you to not do it. Please go do it. Like, do your thing, live your dream, but save yourself the heartache, the stress, and the financial burden that can come from trying to figure something out at the same time that you're still figuring out your craft. And I already know some of you are going to disagree with what I'm about to say, and that's okay. But especially in bigger cities or metro areas, an Instagram post or hashtag will not fill your books or pay your rent. Social media marketing is probably 20% or less of where you will build your clientele. Again, there are so many talented stylists out there. Doing good hair is just the baseline, and there's so much more to it than just hair. What I know now is that there's a huge difference between wanting something and earning it. Getting your license doesn't mean you've arrived. Getting invited to a class doesn't mean you've made it. Taking one online course to how to teasy light or balayage does not make you an expert. Dreaming of a six-figure income doesn't put the money in the bank. You still have to do the work. Say yes to the hard, unglamorous stuff. Take every model you can. Practice until your back aches. Not until your back aches, you don't have to go that hard. But practice, practice, practice. Get really good at asking better questions. Build your confidence by stacking small wins. That's the part no one posts on Instagram. And honestly, that's the part that's going to make you great. The minute you shift from thinking, why isn't this happening for me? Or I deserve this, to what am I willing to do to earn it? Everything will change. You stop waiting for things to just happen. You start showing up and putting in the reps. And you realize that arriving isn't a one-time moment. It's a process. So let's get real. What's your biggest humble pie moment? For me, it was when my friend was not willing to pay the whole $40 to sit in my chair so that I could get my hours. Drop your humble pie down in the comments. And if this hits home, subscribe now so we can keep these conversations going. Because trust me, we're just getting started. And this is not about a blow dryer.